Happy Thursday. Tonight, you guys, we are continuing on the Granny Squares quilt. Look at them. Aren't they so cute? This is the one that we finished last night. So thanks for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So I'm here for about an hour, and I work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole process along the way with me and just come and chit chat. So tonight we are continuing on the Granny Squares quilt. It's by Lissa Alexander. It was in the American Patchwork and Quilting magazine from ages ago, but they do have the pattern available now online. I think it's like $6 or something. That's where I got this and downloaded it. The link for that is below here. And we have two of them done. So this was our first one, and then this one we finished last night. We have another one almost finished and a whole nother one on deck. So I think we're gonna get at least two completed tonight, which would be amazing. We may even get another one started. We were kind of playing the game last night of always have something on the machine. So if we were sewing and we couldn't get another piece on the machine because our piece was almost done, we would start a whole new block. So we've kind of been cruising along a little bit. We've adapted the pattern a little bit at this point to for quick sewing and quick cutting. So that was kind of fun last night. So be sure to check that out. It's up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. But tonight, let's get this third block sewn. Nice to see all of you guys. All right, here's where we got last night. So we got the pieces cut, and I just wanted to lay it all out. We actually don't typically lay it out at this point, but I wanted to see what it was gonna look like. So here's like the construction of it. So what we don't need yet are the biggest ones. So these four we don't need quite yet, and this little red guy in the middle we don't need quite yet either. I'm doing red in the middle of all of them. I think it's just gonna look so cool. So teal is always on the outside, and then that red dot will always be in the middle, and then the rest is pretty random. We've picked all the fabrics. I have all the strips cut in different strip sizes in different bags, so I just grab down the row, and then we finally get to this. So all right, so what we have to do next is sew together these groupings. So that is the plan for next steps. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to sew like the first two of each, then I'll sew the third one of all of them, then the fourth one, and then the fifth one. And then we're going to just keep rotating those on the machine. So I do have the next block started on the machine here. It's still on the machine. So as we start sewing, our first two, this will come off of the machine and we'll save this for later. But I think we'll have a lot to keep flipping through the machine on here. Keep on doing our chain piecing. And all the chain piecing means is sewing like continuously. So sewing these and then these and then these without taking anything off of the machine, and you end up with like a long chain. So let's jump to the machine. So here is the next block that will be coming up. It's just strips for now. So that's what's kind of neat about this project in particular is it's all strips. So it's all just different size strips. See, this last one is only 7 inches and they get longer and longer. And then when you cut them, so like when you cut them like this is 1.5 inches, then all of a sudden you have all these little squares sewn together. And those squares sewn together make it look like it's a whole pile of individual squares, when actually it wasn't. It started off as just a whole pile of strips. So it's been kind of a neat process for sure. All right, I'm gonna grab my first two here. Let's flip them together. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of move this one off of the side to the side and we'll start. Oh, and tonight for sure I'm gonna run out of my thread, so I'm gonna have to get new thread up on the top here. Linda, I think there are 36 of these blocks total. So I only have 2 done. And actually though, the cutting of all these strips and measuring of all these strips, I mean, that's what took a long, long time. Now we're just kind of cruising through. All right, I snipped this off. So this is gonna be the next block. I'm gonna just set this aside. We don't need it right now because we are working on this. So, okay, so these are the first 2. Now I'm going to grab the next 2 from the next column. I'm not taking this off of the machine. Oh yeah, I should sew from the other end, shouldn't I? Yeah, we'll go like this. Just because I want this edge to be the edge that matches up the best. You're right. I knew it felt off. Get my little stiletto here to help guide fabric. Okay, third one. Oh my gosh, you hit 90 degrees there. Oh, and broke okay, it snowed here today. It snowed here a whole lot of the day today. It was painful, that snow. Ah, it's so sad though, because we almost had a 70-degree day like 2 days ago. Gosh, maybe that was even yesterday, but oh my God, it was so cold. So sad. And it's windy, super windy, and it's super cold here today. And I think it stirred up a lot of the pollen that's starting or something, because John and I both are just a little allergy-ish feeling today. So that's not fun. Okay, so there's the 4. Remember, there's 4 sets of this. Yeah, Midwestern spring. That's exactly it, Nora. Oh, snow in New Hampshire as well. Like, boo, Bethany. I'm not liking that. All right, I'm gonna now snip off the ones that I can. So this is a chain piecing. See, it looks like one chain of a whole pile of little elements. So I'm gonna cut off the ones I can. And we're gonna just start grabbing, from the next column here. So there we go. There's our first. And all right, so it's just gonna go like this. So we're always gonna have the teal on the same side, kind of stair-stepping, and we're gonna line up the bottoms here. There we go. So I'm also going to line up our seams. We press them in opposite directions, so they should just kind of, you can see the folds of those seams. They should just bump up against each other, and you can even put a clip there. I might try and do it a little bit without clips, but you can put a pin or a clip. Having those seams, those 2 folds bump up against each other should make our, where all of our seams meet, it should be like a perfect little corner. Having those bumps or those seams bump up against each other helps that process, helps get that perfect crisscross. All right, here's that last one from round 1. So let's grab a 3-piece there. Zoop. All right. This one I'll try and do without a clip, but I am still bumping those together, and then I'm just kind of holding them in place. You can physically feel that they're next to each other. So like even when I'm down like this, I can tell that they're together, and I'm just going to get this started. And then I'll get my stiletto and I'll just kind of hold it there. Oh, we did get our groceries today, so we actually got it right before I came on here. Man, and that works slick. We were talking, or John was talking to the grocery store on the phone, someone there, and they started doing delivery a couple years ago, but they said that we used to get like maybe 8 delivery requests a day, and now they're getting like 58 a day. And I'm sure that's just going to keep going up and up. So I think they're even hiring for that service, just to basically bring, pack up people's orders from the store and bring them outside for them. But was that ever slick? Not having to go in the store. They just loaded it up in the back of our car. Man, I don't know. This whole stay-at-home coronavirus stuff is going to change how a lot of things are done, I think. It'll be interesting how it all pans out. All right, so that's round 2. We're still playing the game of always having something on the machine. When you sew something right after, you only have like this little gap here. You don't have like long strings, so I feel like you're not wasting thread. I'm actually almost out of thread. Hopefully I catch it before it happens. See, look. This much thread, I only have that much left. So I'm going to have to break open a new one. I don't have that same color, but I have another neutral, and I think it'll be fine. Oh, more and more stores are doing the delivery service, so I think you're going to see more and more adapting. I mean, they're going to have to adapt. Even craft stores, check to see if you have craft stores open in your area, because they might be doing curbside pickup of crafts. But here we go. See where all those come to meet? All those lines come to meet? That's a perfect little point right there. And that's because we nested those seams. We had them in the opposite direction, and we bumped those folds together. Gives us a perfect little point there. That's what we're going for. If it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, but, try and do it. I'm trying to do it at least. All right, so now we have 2 seams that we have to nest together. I'm going to just kind of get the one, and then as I approach, once that one's sewn, then I'll try and line up that other one right on the machine here. All right, so now my needle's in there. Now I'm going to try and bump those other ones together. Get my little stiletto. My stiletto's, this is just a turkey lacer with some beads. It's, I'm just trying to, I think of it as my point, like another finger that's just skinny and pointy, which is helpful. Oh, I was proud of all the people who wore masks too that I saw while we were waiting for our groceries in the pickup line. But you know what? It was not everyone for sure. And the grocery store workers still don't have them either. I haven't had really a moment to sew some masks, like more masks. I want to sew more masks, but I think John and I want to make a bunch more and give them to our grocery store, because they're just like these high schoolers working there, and none of them have masks. I mean, they're not all high schoolers, but I don't know. We feel like they should have masks. They're dealing with people all day, and the people aren't all wearing masks. I don't know. We're going to talk to... One of our neighbors works there, and we're going to talk to them. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to talk to them yet, though. We'll have to leave a note on their door or something. Can't even talk to your neighbors, really. Okay, 4. We got 2 more from this line of 4. Okay, after this, we will be, uh-oh, here's the last of the bit. Okay, let's see how far it can go. See if it even feeds through the machine. The tension on this might get super weird, but I think we might have just enough to get, this 2 more inches. I'm just going slow because I don't want it to get stuck in the machine. All right, calling it. And you know what? We're gonna lose our little goal here because I am gonna take this off of the machine. I don't think this counts. This doesn't count, right? All right, so I just have a little bit left on here. I suppose we could have maybe got, well, the tension would have went away soon. So here we go, you guys. Haven't done this in a while. An empty spool. That's pretty nice. All right, let's see. I do have another one here. It's a different color. But it's still like a neutral. I think I could just basically use this for everything. This one's a little bit more like a yellow, tan, brown. Oh yeah, we didn't get ours delivered. If I said delivery, I meant pickup. So we actually didn't get the groceries delivered. We picked them up at the store. We ordered them online, but then we picked them up at the store. All right, it looks like this is right here. Oh, this is gonna be a big pain, isn't it? Oh no, not at all. Perfect. All right. Haven't had a new thing of thread in a long time. All right, so I'm just, here, you guys can, I'm gonna thread my machine here. So on this old Kenmore, all of the equipment to thread it and everything is on the side here. So it's kind of interesting. It's got this little pulley in here almost. So I have to go through here twice. I have to go through here the first time, just getting it in that notch. Then here's where the tension is. So I got to kind of hold this down and then pull up, and that little, there, you can kind of see a little lever here. I got to go up until it kind of clicks in, and that's what's causing the tension. So when I sew, that's going up and down, kind of pulling this tension. Now I got to go back in here. And now I'm on the little pulley, and then it just goes against the side of the machine. That I always thought was kind of weird, but it does. It just goes against the side of the machine. I got to get it through this hole here, and then the needle yet. So let's see if I can do that. And then here's the tension to loose and tight. I love this little graphic. It is just, I don't know, this machine just makes me happy. All right. This just came off of the spool, so I am gonna give it a nice cut. So that didn't cut very well, actually. There. So I have a nice clean edge. Now this big spool should last me a long time again. But I don't think I have too much just like neutral thread after this one left, so I might have to get like a big cone of it or something. That'd be nice. All right, back on it. I need the last four piece here. Oh, thanks, Dee Dee. I love it. Did your machine come with a book, or did you learn by doing it? I had to do a lot of Googling, Judith, and there is not a lot out there for like super, I mean, there are for some machines, like if this was like a Singer featherweight or whatever, I'm sure that has a lot of information out there. There are popular machines, but this little guy, I couldn't find much. I think I did find an old manual online, but it was so hard to read, and the graphics on it were so, like, they've been through a photocopier like 20 times. It was so hard to kind of see what was going on. So a lot of it was on my own. I do have a little backup with that manual that I found, but man, not much. And the motor is so different. So like how a motor works, there's like all these coils and like graphite from like a pencil almost, you know, that helps make like this spark that gets this whole motor thing going. It's so fascinating. I haven't had to deal with that yet, so I haven't had to purchase more of that graphite or any of that. but apparently that runs out after a while. I don't know how long that is, but man, I don't know. You can still find those parts online though. Like if you are on like, an online sewing place or a place that has like vintage parts or something like that, you can still find all these little bits and bobs that I never knew existed. So it's fascinating. It's a new thing I'm learning yet. I mean, if you guys saw me a couple of weeks ago, I tried to put the bobbin back in. Or I tried to thread the bobbin actually, and oh God, that took forever. I could not for the life of me figure it out because it looks different than my other machine. Now I'm a pro. I got it figured out now. But man, nope. And this one doesn't come apart like my other machine either. There are holes in it where you're supposed to put some oil. And there's actually a little door up here that you can unscrew and you can see the oil that you've put in kind of coat things. It's kind of neat. All right, gotta get the last guy off of the machine. There, that's where we ran out of thread. All right. Okay, we're on the last row here. So after this, we can press, but after this, we will need to take all our pieces off of the machine, which means I get to start a new block, I think. Because I'm trying to always have whatever's next on the machine. So yeah, I'm gonna grab the next two strips and we'll start up something else. I could cut up those strips that I have ready, but I don't want lots of random pieces like this around, so I'm gonna wait on that until this block is totally done. And then I'll be able to work on that one. Okay, two more here. All right, flip that. I'm still matching up those bumps there. Still feeling for that. Okay. It'd probably be a little quicker maybe. I don't know. It might be a little bit quicker if I clipped all these seams like where I'm trying to match together first, because I could just like zoom them off, but I don't know. Then I'd have to take time to do that, so maybe this is faster. It's kind of nice not to have to deal with other little contraptions. Flip. Oh, I should have kept holding this seam together. There we go. Once the needle's in there, then it's being held and I can move on to the next one. The other fun thing about this machine is that it doesn't have a belt. It's just one wheel rolling against another wheel. So the wheel, there's a motor, or a wheel on the motor, like directly attached to the motor. And then that tiny wheel turns the bigger wheel. There's no belt in between those things. All right, that's it for this part. So I am going to start 2 new strips for the next block. So I'm going to get, we always start with a teal strip. So I'm going to take one of those. And then I have my strips of 35-inch strips, and I'm randomly choosing. So I'm just going to close my eyes. This will be what's in the next block. Okay, we're going to pick whatever this is. Oh, look at that one. Okay. Got this fun little painty deal here. So we're actually starting the next block here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need this piece, but I want to start another piece before I take this off. Judith, I do use my other Kenmore. So my main sewing machine, which I haven't actually used in a little while, is a 1970s Kenmore. I think it's like a, gosh, I keep forgetting it, like maybe a 78 Kenmore? I can't remember. It's from the 70s. But the feed dogs, which are these little zigzag guys, you can lower them and it'll help you do like free motion quilting, a quilting technique. I brought mine into a shop because they were stuck. And now they're almost too loose and I can't figure out how to make them be up high enough again. Like, it's almost like something must have got bent or something, because so now it won't pull any fabric through. So it'd be good for free motion quilting right now, but not much else. And I haven't been able to figure it out myself. I've had it open. There's nothing to screw tighter or nothing to make looser. It's something else, and I can't figure it out. And I'm not bringing it in anywhere anytime soon, so I don't know. So I've been using this guy for a while. Becoming used to this one. I know, I like it too. I mean, it's gonna be fine. I just have to, I don't know. I have to sit down with it again. Maybe I'll try oiling it and whatever again. Something is not right, though. But yeah, I like that machine too, and it's the one I'm most familiar with. And it does, a zigzag stitch and some other stitches, and that would be nice to have again. But yeah. It's on my list. We'll get to it at some point. All right, so since I sewed that on, I was able to release the last of these. Ooh, points are matching up pretty well there. That's good. All right, to the iron now. I think I had the iron preheating a bit, but I'll probably have to do it a little bit more. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. Here's our other blocks. All right, so we need to press away from the D piece. And the D piece was this big one. So I'm going to lay it like this, and we're going to just press them all in that direction. And then we get to bring in the other pieces that we took out earlier. Oh, where did I get my clips from? So they're called Wonder Clips. They're by Clover. So these are the normal sized one. There you can see Clover in there. They're so strong. They're pretty dang amazing. So this is the normal, like traditional sized one. But then they have the mini Wonder Clips that I love as well. And this is what the mini ones look like. So you can get like more accurate, more in there. They do have some large ones too, but these are kind of, I think, some of the main size. These ones are called mini Wonder Clips. I think you can get them from Amazon, or a lot of quilt shops have them, but they're by Clover, and I believe there's other brands of them too, but I think Clover is the one where they call them like actually mini clips, or Wonder Clips, I mean. But yeah, they're a pretty popular quilting item, so any craft store, And a lot of quilt stores would have them. All right, there's one. Looking all lined up and happy. It's kind of interesting because I did, I'm picking these at random, and we had a lot of light colors right next to each other, but then right at the end we had like a really dark color. So the little red dot's going to be surrounded by this dark green. So it's light and then bam with the dark. So that's been kind of fun, just that randomness in these blocks. I think it makes it look more patchworky even, like we found all these squares somewhere. Oh, Dee Dee says that the cheaper ones are just as good and much cheaper. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there now, and man, they're awesome. So they're an alternative to pins, but man, there's so many uses for them. You're not going to be unhappy if you get some Wonder Clips. That's for sure. They're great. All right, one more after this. Hit it from the front. Just trying to get that fold going really well. Okay. And last up. Yeah, I would call Wonder Clips one of my top 5 favorite items in my quilt world right here. Okay, so now we have these pieces. Now we can kind of lay them out. We're really getting to start to see how this is going to look again. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love this block so much. This whole process, this whole Granny Squares quilt. So you can tell we're making it in a diamond, but ultimately we'll be turning it so it's square. But as we work on it, we're going to stick with the diamond. All right, now let's get the rest of our pieces. We have the ones with the 6 on. Then we have a middle row that's the red dot and 2 of our long ones again, and then one last one here. But see, that has this dark green like eye in the middle. I just love that. All this pretty light and this pretty blue here, and then right in the middle. John saw this last night and really liked. He's like, oh, I really like that green in the middle. All right, so now we basically have 3 rows to sew. We have this row. It's kind of like a 9 patch, which is 9 blocks sewn together. That's kind of what we have here, even though they're oddly shaped. We have these 3. This is like row 1. Then we have row 2, which are these 3, and then row 3, which is down here. And so now I'm going to do that chain piecing again. So I kind of have to stay organized. So I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to sew the first 2 columns together, then the second 2, and then the third 2. Then I'll take this off of the machine and sew that guy, take this off the machine, sew that guy, take this off the machine, sew this guy, and then take this off of the machine, but I can't take it off the machine without sewing something else. So we will sew our next strip to our block that the new block that we're starting. All right, let's go. All right, so flip that. And, we have lots of seams to match here again. So I'm going to just start by matching the first one, bumping those folds together. And when the needle is in that seam, then I'm going to kind of maneuver and line up the next 2 folds. There we go. I can feel them. All right, and the next two, so it's a little starting and stopping, but it does help those seams just line up. Ooh, get this last one stretched out a bit. There we go. All right, that's the first two in the first column. Now the second column are just these. So let's put the right sides together. Got this little line in there. Okay, and then these two. Ooh, this is a little shorter here. This might not line up perfectly. Okay. All right, so that's our that first column, the first two columns sewn together. So now I got to take the oh, I'm still connected to that long strip, so let's take that off. We're gonna need that later. All right, and then here's row 1. So there we go. There's our first two pieces, and now I need that other side. So let's get those together. I feel like I'm have to super concentrate on this tonight. All right, there we are. Just keeping my bearings here. I'm not using clips tonight. I think it is going a bit faster. So I just have to stop at every seam and kind of line up those folds. But it's going well, lining up those folds. It's not too difficult. Ooh, my seam allowance is getting a little off here. All right, let's cut off the second row. I'm cutting them off one at a time just to keep my bearings. Catherine's saying that she thinks this is one of her favorite projects. I gotta tell ya, I'm really, really, really loving it as well. Now that we're over the cutting, that was a lot of cutting. But I love that it references like a crocheted granny square Afghan to it. Like that's a special extra bonus that I think it references that. It just makes me happy. But yeah, I'm loving how they're kind of random looking, but all the colors still blend together. So I'm liking all of those aspects of it. But it still looks like random patchwork, but it was done with like that strip piecing, so it's kind of like we fooled everyone with our cool strips. Oh, I did not. This was a gift, so I didn't make this, but I know a lot of you guys have made them here. It is literally just a turkey lacer, so like at Thanksgiving. I mean, you can get it from the grocery store with some beads on it and then a little bit of glue at the end. If you're going to make one, I really, really love having this flat bead here. I think the flat bead helps me just kind of guide things. I mean, you wouldn't need a flat bead, but I just really do like it. But I know a lot of you guys made them for like Christmas gifts last year for sewing friends, and I love that idea. It's so fun. Oh, you, Judith, crocheted a granny square quilt. I thought it would be fun, like, once we're wrapping up this project, that we could actually do a little crocheted granny square, too. So, like, you know, at least one block, or maybe we make a pillow. Oh, that'd be fun. We could do a granny square, like an actual crocheted granny square pillow that would match. Oh, that would be neat. Okay, I like that idea. We could, I'm hoping that we can do something like that later. All right, here's our 3 pieces. I'll cut off the first 2, but I need something on this machine. So let's get our strip back here and let's sew the next strip on. So I'm going to pick from the next bag. So the first one was at 35-inch bag. Now we're at the 28-inch bag, and I'm gonna pick something random out of here. All right, my eyes are closed again. All right, what's this guy? Ooh, all right, that's pretty. A dark, pretty blue. All right, this is our next color. I love, love, love the randomness of how we're doing this. I mean, it's random, but it's not, right? Because we did spend quite a bit of time picking these colors. We did that in the first episode of this. We picked it with some serious, parameters, really. We looked at just how to choose colors, and we put together like some boards on Pinterest for it. I wanted to base mine on the color of the year, which is this color right here from Pantone. The Pantone color of the year is that classic blue, so I knew I wanted it to do something like that. We did a lot of research on Pinterest and chose our colors from what we liked on there. So there was a lot of prep work as far as choosing our colors and choosing our fabrics. I'm still using only fabrics in my stash. But that was helpful for me, at least, picking colors for the quilt. So in theory it's random because I'm just picking out of the bag, but I'm picking from what we already chose. So I can feel comfortable being random because, we already know that they're going to go together how we want the colors. All right, we're almost to the end here. I keep stopping because I'm adjusting my edge. So you can see how frayed things are getting. It's because I am putting them in that bag and I am handling them quite a bit. So I'm kind of fraying the edge, but I think it'll be just fine. All right, so that strip's shorter. That's on purpose. I'll show you why once we get to the next one. But all right, that's off the machine. Or I mean, our pieces are off the machine. Or they're not quite. There we go. I got to snip it first. All right, we got to press these. And gosh, we are at the last little bit here. Okay. So, all right. Okay, we got to press these in opposite directions, the seam allowances. So let's just take a peek at what we got going on here. It's like a body of a cat right there. It's funny. All right. All right, so this one I'm pressing inward, I think. And these ones I press outward. So, all right, let's do that. I'm going to do the easy one first here. That one goes inward. All right, we'll flip it over and just get it one more time. It's nice that these two characters were nice and centered. Okay. Oh, you're just trying to order the granny square pattern. It keeps telling you to fill in the fields, but you don't see. Oh, I'll have to check that out again. So I don't know, maybe their website. This is on the All People Quilt website. I'll have to take a look at that. I wonder if their website's acting up or something. If you can't get it to work, I would send them a contact on their page. I'm not affiliated with them or anything, so yeah, I would just give them a contact. And I mean, we're going to be working on this for ages yet, so you'll have plenty of time to catch up and stuff. So I'm actually only working on it this week. And then I won't be working on it till next month again. So we got to get our fill right now. Oh, you put in payment already? Yes, Anna. Anna, I would definitely email them or contact them on their website. Because yes, you should definitely get it. But yeah, I think yeah, they'll honor it. I mean, they're nice people over there. But yeah, their website might just be having issues. I don't know. All right, I'm just kind of I'm not even holding this down all the way. I'm just trying to get the seam allowance to kind of go in the right direction. And then I'm flipping it over to finish pressing it. Just because there's so many other seams back there that I don't want it to get all messed up. Like, I don't want to accidentally press all those other seams in the weird direction. Hi, Edith. Okay. We are ready to sew these together. All right. But I will be sewing this to this one, and it's going to have to come off the machine before I sew it to this. And since I can't take it off the machine when it's on the machine, I'm going to have to grab another strip. So we get to sew a whole nother one to this, which is exciting. We're going to have a whole nother block almost ready to go here. So let's flip these around. Ooh, there's a lot of seams to match up here, but I'm going to try and do it without the clips. All right, to the machine. All right, let's get this guy out of the way. So yesterday I almost messed this up. So I'm just going to hold this first one and make sure that that red's in the center. Ooh, some of these I sewed a little worse than others. Oh, this is going to be a challenge because this is a whole lot looser. So I don't know. I should maybe clip this, but I'm going to see if I can still do it. I might have to stretch a couple of these blocks a little bit. All that's happening is I'm not sewing a very good seam allowance. So some of the blocks or some of the edges I'm sewing like with this edge too far this way, and some I'm sewing it too far this way. So none of them are actually the same. So I'm going to have a little bit of an issue trying to get things to match up because one will be smaller than the other. But I'm just going to do my best matching those seams. And if they don't line up, oh well. Not going to hurt anybody. Ooh, this is the one. This one's a little bit big. Oh, let's just kind of tug on this bottom a little bit. Stitch a little slower, maybe. I don't know. All right, and matching up this red center. I keep saying red, it's kind of like a bright pink. All right, now we are on the second half. I'm still bumping up those seams. That's why I'm starting and stopping, is I'm keeping on bumping those seams. All right, I mean, this is definitely where the time comes in on this because it is almost 9:30 already. So we'll finish this block, but we're definitely not going to get a whole second block done. All right, I need another strip because I can't take this off the machine until I sew something else. So, all right, we did the 28-inch strip. All right, what comes next? So the teal will always be on the outside, so I'm always going to be sewing to the smaller side. 28. Okay, got my 21-inch bag. So the only time I'm changing the randomness is if I pick the exact same color, or if it's this one again, I probably won't do that. I want them to kind of be different, but... Oh, picked a whole pile of stuff there. I think I'm going to just... This one was on top, so I'm going to do this the light color, even though that green is really, really pretty, but we'll get to that green at some point. It's going to be this one right now. Got a light colored one in here. Those are always kind of fun. That bright green is pretty. I haven't seen a lot of that yet. I don't have any of that in my blocks yet. They'll get in there sometime though. It's a little bit of that green in this fabric here, and in this fabric actually. So we haven't pressed anything on this yet. We'll do all that later. All right, and I'm just gonna sew off the edge again a bit. All right, released this guy. So let's snip him off. And I'm gonna just go right into putting this piece on. So let's flip this around. And line her up. All right, I've been holding kind of where these are together, but I need help guiding the rest of it. Okay, make sure I'm not sewing over any other part of the piece. So I will trim and press this block yet. They've just been looking so cool trimmed down to that square. So I'll do that. It's kind of, I don't want to leave it. I want to get it all finished. They look so pretty when they're trimmed. Ooh, now see, now this one's a little smaller. All right, to the middle. Hopefully these get lined up pretty well. And we're towards the end. Oh, I gotta take it off the machine again though, and that means I gotta sew something else. So, all right, we have to put one more of these on yet to get this guy off the machine. So let's see, that was the 21-inch one, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. All right. So we're on the 14-inch one. Let's see what we get this time. All right, we got a little gray dot one. Cute. We got that one last time as well. There's lots of copies in here, just because I was using what I had. So there are duplicates, but there's nothing wrong with that. I actually think the duplicates might help it all blend together, the quilt as a whole. All right, we only have one more strip to put on this one, and then we're actually done with this guy. And we have a whole nother one ready to go here. So we'll get started on that one tomorrow. Oh gosh, it's Friday already tomorrow. Oh, we're gonna have to put this project away again. Oh, that's sad. I really want to keep going on this one. But you know what? I'm gonna feel like that after next week too. Next week we'll be back on the Splendid Sampler 2, and I believe we're doing a foundation paper piecing one. Look how cute. All right, let's press. And I think I'm kind of pressing out. I'm kind of using these as a guide. They're all kind of pressed out, so I'm going to try and do that here. Again, I'm just going to try and get them thinking in the right direction, and then I'll flip it around. So I'm almost like just hovering. I'm almost just kind of steaming it, even though there's no water. I'm just kind of getting it wanting to go in the right direction. There we go. Now I'm going to flip it around. Again, there's so many, you can see it bubbling up here. It's not perfectly folded or pressed. I wanted to just do that because there's so many seams to like be flipping. If I was just going to sweep across here, all of these would get flipped all over the place. So I just got it going. So it lays in the right direction, and now I'm going to dig in a little bit. Probably shouldn't have squished both sides down because now this side has a little fold in, but I think we're fine. This one's cute. I do like just this weird little guy in the middle there, that dark green. All right, that's feeling good. All right, now here's like the magic part. For some reason, this just feels magic. But all right, we're in our diamond yet, but nope. Now it's our square. There's something about it, like when it's square like that, that just makes it look so cool. So all right, let's cut this quick, and then we can see what the 3 look like. We're getting more and more together here. All right, let's. I'm gonna get my square ruler. Oh, I did not do a great job at pressing that, but it'll be fine. So we're cutting this down to 9 inches. Let's see, get my cutting glove, get my rotary cutter. So the cutting glove is just so I don't slice a finger off. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this. I've seen way too many just out of the emergency room things on Facebook of people like cutting through their finger. Blah. So I am trying to get used to the cutting glove. All right, so what we're doing is we're basically trimming off all these little triangles. If you don't have a big square cutter like this, what we're really doing is just this edge. So if all these like points right here, like doot, 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 if you just cut off, if you just like line up a ruler right on those lines, like right like that and trimmed, you'd be pretty close to where you need to be at that 9 inches. So I'm gonna look at my 9 inches on this ruler and kind of line it up on all those points. You know, so here I'm a little off, so I'm gonna angle it up a bit. I'm gonna try and just see if I can get on those points all around that 9 inch area, and I'm just gonna adjust. This always makes me a little nervous. Looks like I can move over this way a little bit. I don't know, a little down maybe. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. So here's the 9 inches. All right, so now I'm going to cut this edge. Get my hand on there. I'm just going to angle it. It's a little bit easier for me to cut. Bye, triangles. Ooh, this is such a weird angle to cut. Ah! All right, shimmy those off. So those are scraps. We don't need any of those. Okay, and then I'm gonna rotate this around. I'm actually gonna just pick up and move the whole entire cutting board. Sometimes that's easier than moving the piece. But look, there we got 2 nice edges. So now I'm going to use these 2 edges and line them up. Oop, of course I hit it. I'm going to just line them up on that 9-inch line on my ruler. So 9 inches and down here 9 inches. And then I can just cut those other 2 sides. This makes me nervous always, though. I gotta double check I am on the 9s. All right, let's rotate this a little bit more, make it a little easier. Ooh, did not feel like I quite went through there. Oh, yep, I did. Good. All right, there we are. Shimmy away all the extra. And there we go. There's tonight's block. It's cute with all those little guys in there. All right, I want to see what it looks like next to the other ones. Let's move these rulers. Move this guy. All right, here's what we got going so far. The 3. And once this is in the quilt, I know I keep showing this, but it's nice to see. Once this is in the quilt, we'll actually be having like a buffer of teal in there as well. Let's get another one. A little sashing. It's like a border within the quilt is called sashing. So we'll have that and one going this way. So they'll have that little separation. Looking fun. Oh gosh, it's even cute with just like, I'm imagining just like a 4th one here, and even that would be really cute for something. I don't know what, but like a little baby quilt or something. A little like blankie, like a little baby quilt that a little baby can carry around with them. That would be kind of cute. This would be a great pattern for that. Oh, I just love how sweet this one is though. Just like all this light in here and then those darks. Awesome! All right, I am so pleased with this. We are going to make this one, this long snake-looking weird monster here. We will get this looking, we'll get that into a full block tomorrow. So I'm thinking we will have another completely finished block and another, contraption that will be ready to be made into a block by the time we are done tomorrow. So that's great. So we have a great start on this. I mean, we did all of this week. So that's awesome. I'm stoked. So tomorrow you'll see how one of these wackadoodle things that we made turns into that, how we trim it off. All right, so I'm going to flip you around. We'll call it an evening. Hello. So thank you guys again for joining me. Let me show you the block. Let me just shimmy that guy around. So here we are. This is tonight's one. Oh, this one's so delicate, I think, compared to some of the other ones. So the first one we really traded off the lights and darks. So it's like light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Look, it even looks bigger because there was a light color for the first color. Wow, they're totally different. And then yesterday we had all those dark colors pop up. So that looks super different too. Ugh, they just look so freaking sweet. I love this project. I can definitely see doing more of these. The cutting though. The cutting, all those strips, that was tough. That was a lot of cutting. But, I was doing it over weeks and weeks. If you just did it all in a day, I'm just doing it in these hour chunks. If you just got that done, then you'd be all ready to start sewing right away. So awesome, you guys. I'm really happy with this. Keep showing yours over in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I know there's a lot of people I have to let into that yet, so I will try and get that a little bit further tonight. And thanks for clicking join on the Penguin and Fish Facebook, Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I appreciate that a ton. And I will get this replay up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.